2026 is about to change everything for print-on-demand sellers. The world's attention is about to shift, and if you can follow it, you'll print money. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 explosive niches that are perfectly timed to dominate Etsy, Shopify, and Amazon merch, including a trip to the moon, a horror comeback like we never seen, and 2 global mega events that always drive insane sales. Stick around to the end too, because I got a critical bonus tip that'll keep your store safe and profitable. This might be the most important strategy video you watch all year. Niche number 1 is Artemis 2 and 3, the moon missions of 2026. So let's kick things off with one of the biggest historic moments of the decade. In late 2026, NASA is sending 4 astronauts to the moon, including the first woman and the first person of color to ever walk its surface. This is the first crewed mission since 1973. We're talking about a global spotlight, billion view attention, and the kind of energy that sells merch like crazy. The space niche has always had a cult following. This is mainstream, and that makes it perfect for print on demand. So think inspirational quotes over a moon horizon, we went back, minimal designs, empowerment tees for women in STEM and people of color, vintage style mission posters, even funny spectator merch like I'd rather watch rocket launches than soccer. Best-selling products? Definitely tees, posters, stickers, hoodies, and mugs, especially if you're blending into retro NASA vibes with some of the modern minimalism stuff. So I just typed in Artemis space shirt here, and there's only 886 results, and I'm on page 3 here, so we know these numbers are legit. There is not a lot out here. A lot of this stuff is older, from 2019, one from 2022, one from 2024. So nothing new. Let's search by newest arrivals. This is a cool one, but the wording here is really hard to read. Hasn't sold yet. We've got a couple here coming in from 2026, but it's a lot of the same. You got the flag and the logo. Nothing, truly unique here. So lots of potential. All the same stuff over and over and over. Definite lots of potential here. And in Kittle here, there is a ton of stuff. I just typed in space. You can get way more specific if you want, but look at all these templates that you can use that are way cooler than what we just saw on Amazon. And any of these are very easy to edit. You just need to click on them and you can edit the text, change it to whatever you want. Find something you like, you can click on use template. And if you want to edit any of this, you can just say, for example, click on this, the moon, for example, and that's everything. And you just click off the text and then it pops right back into the same formation. So you like minimal editing here, super easy to do. And if you like this, you can just click on the artboard here, and using Kittle Flows, we can add on here and create a AI image, and we can zoom out so you can see what I'm looking at here. We've got this cool little line going from one to the other, and I can say, make the astronaut a female. And by default, it's on Nano Banana, super fast, super easy to work with, but you have like so many other ones you can choose here. You can go up to the 4K if you really wanted. ChatGPT 1.5 HD. This is also a solid one. These are probably my favorite. You can go down and pick one that you think is the best. And now we've got the brunette woman. Looks like it could be her too. And you can also go one more if you wanted to. AI image again and say, make it a child. And in about 10-12 seconds, you've got your child design here. So easy to work with. And if we go into Etsy here, I just typed in space shirt just to keep it kind of, pretty vague. We've got all kinds of stuff here. We got a Pac-Man parody here, which is really funny. We've got all kinds of cats in space here. Another Star Wars parody here, Cat Wars. This thing is 5 months old and it's got 78 sales already. You can see this with Everbee here. Beam me up. This place sucks. This is a month old and it's got 42 sales already. You can see it's in 20 cards. It's got 120 favorites. Conversion rate. Beam me up. This place sucks. All this stuff is going to catch on here. It looks like they ripped off their design. I don't know, but they've had 2 months up. It's got 33 sales, and these guys have only sold 2. But these are flying off the shelves already, and there's so much potential here in the space. Like all things space. Jazz hands, that's really funny too. 5 months old, 48 monthly sales. You could also go with the frog trend. Just make frog astronauts, right? They're everywhere right now. That said, we can always come over here and go into product analytics, and it's going to pull up everything I got for space shirt here. And then we can look at growth rate, and we can see which ones are skyrocketing here. And this is showing the trend graphs here. So we've got a price tag here on a shirt, 1 month old. This thing has 153 sales, making $4,270 in revenue. This is one listing. Imagine you get like 4 or 5 of these in your shop that are actually selling right now. Women in science, that's what I was saying with the STEM stuff. 111 sales. This thing's a little over a year old, almost 2 years old. And yeah, $2,000 a month this thing's making. So you got a couple of options here. If we sort by listing age now, this one, 153, 4270. This one is 1 month old, 42 sales already, 588. Beam me up, this place sucks. And so on and so on. If we sort by revenue, Cats in Space hoodie. This thing is under a year old, making 15 grand almost a month. This is insane. And there's so much to see. We'll just click out of this and we're back to our Etsy. Niche number 2 is America's 250th birthday, the semi-cinquentennial. Try to say that 10 times fast. So next up is July 4th, 2026. America turns 250 years old. Yeah, that's a quarter of a freaking millennium. And this isn't your usual fireworks and flags kind of tease, right? Once in a lifetime history. And guess what people love to do during big national moments? Buy things that help them feel like they're a part of it. That's where you come in. This is prime time for patriotic nostalgia, for clean vintage typography, for quotes like since 1776 or 250 years of freedom. If you want to go deep, think grunge heritage designs, old school eagles, stars, old school fonts, the script stuff, We the People mugs, minimalist streetwear with just a date and a flag. You could even do embroidery with this stuff, or you could flip it and go totally humorous. 250 years and still a hot mess, right? You play off some of the political stuff. Or quarter millennium of freedom, sorta, with some imagery of maybe some of the current occupations that are happening right now. People eat this stuff up, especially in an election-heavy year. It hits on pride, humor, identity, and socio-politically charged sarcasm. And I just typed in America 250 here, and you can see that as soon as I hit space, you have flag, hat, merchandise, coin, shirt, t-shirt. We can just go with shirt here, but these are all the top selling items right now. And if you're using Printify, for example, you can use garden flags right now. Curious now, let's see the flags here. Look at this. Let some BSRs load. This thing is selling $279 a month right now. This is insane. 400 bought in the last month. This is selling $265. A little flag, a garden hanging flag here, $177. Again, the 1776 to 2026, 250 years, right? So simple, so easy. You put an American flag on anything, it's going to sell this year. We the People, again, so simple. 400 bought in the last month. This thing is brand new and it's already looking at 444 estimated sales on the month. This is absolutely insane. Brand new on Amazon. There hasn't even been a month here for these and it's already sold over 272 times. That's absolutely insane. So let's go with America 250 and look at what we have here. So this thing is pretty new. These things are not yet flying off the shelves on Etsy. Well, we got a shirt here. That same design that was on a flag that we saw in Amazon is 3 months old and this is selling 50 a month already. So this is super new, hasn't had enough time to be, over 30 days on Amazon, but it's got 10 favorites already, listed January 23rd. So we're talking like days ago and it's already in 16 carts. 50% off sale here. We the People, 250 years garden flag, 2026 semi-cinquentennial patriotic decor. That's absolutely everything you need to know. Done. And looking in Kittle, just typed America, you got all kinds of stuff here. You can do like bootleg style things, I think would be huge. Nobody's doing this stuff yet, but the America 250 in a bootleg style, I think would be absolutely killer. This is all stuff you can just click on and edit. Meowica right now is going to sell. Cats always sell. So does their All Things USA. Land of the Free, and it just keeps going. It'll just load and load and load more. You can go find the perfect one, change a couple of things on it, make it your own, make it a little more unique, maybe play around with some of those Pinterest aesthetics that we're going to be trending this year, right? All the stuff I'll cover in the next video here. But made in America, maybe make her an astronaut again or a person of color. 1776 America, it's all about freedom. This could so easily be changed to something to do with space or STEM. Need help with your designs? Juna from Detour Shirts and I actually redesign your designs and then give them back to you twice a month inside my Inner Circle membership. You send it, we flip it. That alone's worth the price of admission, but we offer so much more. You can scan the QR code here or click the link in the top comment to join the most supportive POD community on the planet. All right, let's talk about a niche that's already bubbling under the surface. And in 2026, it's gonna go full beast mode. Horror. Not just Halloween here. I'm talking year-round, nostalgia-driven, culturally iconic horror. And here's why. In 2025, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That stirred up a ton of retro love and merch sales. But in 2026, you got two more cult classics turning 50, Carrie and The Omen. Combine that with the blockbuster final season of Stranger Things, which dropped at the top of this year, and you got a massive horror wave crashing through pop culture. And this is the kind of wave you want to ride, because horror fans, they're loyal, they're expressive, and they love to wear their fandom on literally everything. So here's what's working. Retro-style posters of the 70s horror icons, dark academia fonts, eerie quotes, blood drip aesthetics, camp horror aesthetic merch. Think sleepaway camp meets cheesy slasher flick. There's funny horror takes too, like certified final girl energy. Plus, Stranger Things is like Gen Z's Harry Potter. Its final season means high emotion, binge culture, and tribute merch with built-in virality. Same idea here, going with a horror movie poster. You could do any of these and actually put them on a shirt. Horror movie posters sell on shirts. Same with any kind of movie poster, really. Inside was a flood. You could change any of this to whatever you wanted just by clicking on the text and editing here. Let's look at what we got in Etsy for horror. So right away we have horror Valentine's coming up. That's huge. Cross-niching with horror and Valentine's. And then we got horror flags again. Flags are on fire here. And horror decor. So they got a 12 by 18 flag on Etsy for $15 at 50% off. If this is selling full pop, you're looking at $30. If we look at our flags on Printify, this is the flag from $7.34. They're doubling up, but they could be quadrupling here quite easily. Printify Premium, super cheap, and you can get it to them in 2 to 5 business days because it's shipping from the States to the States. So, first item, $6 shipping. Every subsequent one, $1.99. You could figure out a way to work these into sets, but the turnaround here is 2.1 days. So you're looking at, a week front to back to get it into their hands. All kinds of time on this one. So you can use that for your horror, which who knew that there were horror flags? Vintage horror, and see what we're looking at here. 767 monthly searches. This thing is on fire too. We've got a bestseller badge on this. It's only 2 months old. We've got our horror movie looking kind of posters here. Vintage stuff. It looks like it should be in the public domain. I don't think Frankenstein is, so be very careful with that. 6 months old. They're selling a lot. Kind of want to see what's going on here. So again, looking at Everbee in 20 carts. This thing is 2 months old, 24 favorites. Wish we could see how many times this has sold, but it looks like it's selling plenty of times. 20 plus carts, 284 favorites. Last sold on January 21st, so a couple days ago, a week ago or so. Absolutely insane. Look at some of the revenue here. Real Death Head Moth. Vintage horror. So many things here. So we've got a sweater here for $58. It's selling 85 times a month. Respect the Locals cryptid shirt, 8 months old, selling 100 times a month. These are making like $4,000 and $5,000 plus per item here. We've got a monster shirt, retro Halloween, vintage cat bite, $3,400 and $2,500 a month. You can look at some of the growth rate on some of this stuff here. So Hereditary vintage t-shirt has gone up month over month, 300% search volume. So it's on 3 times as much as it was. Got a Comfort Colors one here. These are doing $400 and $500. There's just an absolute goldmine here. Horrors, vintage Japanese kind of horror, doing $2,000 a month. And gothic horror stuff just sells year round. Halloween fans, but the horror stuff is just an excuse to kind of, satiate that Halloween love year round. Okay, now we're talking about a guaranteed every 4 years cash cow. The 2026 Winter Olympics. It's happening in Italy from February 6th to 22nd. This pulls in billions of eyeballs. Not just sports fans, it's countries repping hard, emotional underdog stories, and viral moments that fuel product sales. And that means the print-on-demand opportunity is totally off the charts. The magic here is topping into the emotions. You got national pride, you got sports-specific fandoms, funny spectator culture. Think of it like this. Someone's cheering for their home country. They see a tee that says USA Drinking Team with a curling rock on it, or Center Ice Social Club, instant buy. Or go the pride route. Italia 2026 in like a retro serif for minimal flag designs. Sports silhouettes with motivational quotes, national pride patches. And don't just use the word Olympics or any official logos. That's absolute trademark and IP danger. You don't need them anyway because the entire vibe sells and it sells big. Time to dive into Etsy and Kittle again. So let's go with, this is a cool idea, and holy, look at this, a 9.5 conversion rate. Lucky Olympics candle smells like gold. You cannot use the word Olympics, so don't use that, but you can say Lucky National Team candle, right? Smells like gold. Winning at life. This is huge. 1 month old, says 2 favorites, 2 total sales. It's already in 6 carts. It's got 3 favorites listed a couple days ago on the 24th. This thing is already firing here. If we go winter sports, for example, because we don't want to be infringing on anything, then we can just do our product analytics and check this stuff out. We've got an embroidered downhill skier. This has shot up double the sales it did a month ago, doing $4,000 a month right now. Personalized ski lodge sign, a funny snowboard tee. It's up again, selling double. You can see the trend graph here of how much it's gone up. This thing's only 4 months old. It's already doing $1,500 a month, and it's double what it was a month ago. Ride snowboard hoodie. This is just over a year old, and it has gone up 400% to almost $1,200 here. And these things are going to continue to climb as we get into the Olympics. Après ski, selling 20 a month for $950. It's only 2 months old. It's a sweatshirt, crushing it. And just typed in winter sports here. We got all kinds of different, completely different aesthetics for winter sports. All kinds of different styles here. You got a skiing burger. So many fun things. Snow surfers, chill vibes. A penguin. Again, super funny. Maybe even a frog in a snowsuit. Kind of nuts, right? Let's talk about the world's biggest sporting event. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is happening across Canada, US, and Mexico, June 11th to July 19th. This thing literally pulls in over 3 billion of the most emotional viewers on the planet. And where there's emotional fans, there's emotional buying. People go all in on their country. They wear it, they wave it, they gift it. So your job? Create merch that taps into national pride, soccer culture, spectator identity, and of course a little humor. Best-selling angles? Football, fiesta, familia, or tacos, tequila, and trophies for the host nations. The United States are kicking ass, or powered by Pozole. Viva Mexico Cabrones. Edgy stuff works if it's done right. Looking at FIFA now, of course, 6-7, it's got the goalie gloves. This is a genius design. 300 plus bought. This thing was only uploaded in October, so 3 months old, and it's selling 20 a month. It's got a BSR of 151 here. Great concept, cool idea, fun idea. Lots of soccer ones here. This one's got 3 reviews already too, so it is boogieing. It's smashing with a soccer ball. This is the kind of thing that's going to go well. November 9th, so it's like 2.5 months old. This is the kind of thing that's going to continue to sell for the remainder of 2026 with the World Cup coming into effect in June, July. So we got World Cup. I just typed in here, so there's only 6 for 2026. We got World Cup shirt, World Cup poster. So posters are going to be huge. And we have shirts. And of course, you know, shirts are my favorite to sell. So you got World Cup 2026. You cannot use the actual World Cup trophy and design here and logo. Do not use FIFA or anything to that effect. But we can definitely do stuff like this, right? Any designs with your team and flag on it. North America 2026 you could do. I wouldn't use that. Logo is too close to the FIFA thing, but something like that is iconically, you know, US, the red, white, and blue with a couple of stripes. Something like this is always fun, right, to commemorate. You've got the various flags inside of the 2026 here. And in case you are wondering, my favorite t-shirt is the Gildan Soft Style t-shirt. Favorite one to sell because people usually will pay as much or more than they will for a Bell & Canvas, which is arguably the nicer shirt for this Gildan Soft Style. It's a premium Gildan. If we look at the provider here, you got Monster Digital running at 1.2 days. Shipping's only $4.29. And Dark Heather has sold the most for me next to Black for $8.10. And you can sell these for $25 to $27 all day, not including shipping. And then I also will charge like an extra $6 for shipping here. And they charge me $4.29. So you got quite a good opportunity here for markup. And this stuff is out the door quickly. You got Marco Fine Arts getting this out the door, sometimes same day. And you can sort by production time in case you want to see. You got Marco Fine Arts under a day, stacked at 1 day. Monster at 1.2, and then it goes up. So you've got tons of possibilities here for being able to get stuff out the door under 2 business days. And anything with sports is a perfect opportunity to get sarcastic with stuff and do things like yay team, go sports, do the thing, score the point, all the things that, you know, would allude to the idea that you have no idea what you're talking about. Simple stuff like this will sell too in the right colors for that particular country. Just put the country name down here and maybe, you know, like the 3 colors that represent the states, red, white, and blue, or Mexico with the green, white, and red, I believe. And then, or just Canada with like the red, white, and red again. Another simple one here, you can change this to USA. Almost anything here is going to sell. And I don't know what this thing is, a pangolin, but we can always use our smart boards here and say, so what I did here was make it an astronaut kicking the soccer ball. The astronaut is in USA colors. Look how easy this is to do. Now we've got an American astronaut here. You can do another one and make the soccer ball USA colors as well. And in another 14 seconds, you've got a completely different design again. So all I did here was use Kittle Flows again, add another smartboard, and say, make it an astronaut kicking the soccer ball. The astronaut is in USA colors. The ball is red, white, and blue. And instantly, 12.5 seconds later, I've got a completely different design now. And you can, of course, always ask it to change the font or add your own. And again, avoid the trademark landmines like FIFA or World Cup in your actual designs. Like I said, you don't even need them in there. The colors, slogans, energy, that's what sells. All right, now before you go wild making all these killer designs, you need to hear this because it's where a lot of beginners and even pros get burned. Just because an event is trending doesn't mean you can slap the name on a shirt. You cannot use trademark terms like FIFA, like World Cup, Olympics, or even movie titles like Carrie or Stranger Things. Not in your listing titles, not in your tags, and definitely not in your actual designs. That'll get you DMCA'd, zeroed if you're on eBay, banned, or even potentially sued. But the good news here, you don't even need them. The vibe and the passion of the event is what sells, not the name. So what you can do is use these events for inspiration, like in these designs here, and design around the moment, the culture, and the emotion. If this video gave you ideas or lit a fire under your butt, comment 2026 below so I know that you want more of these. And let's blow 2026 out of the water. See you in the next one.